Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 6 of the first round, where the Rangers win 5-3 over the Pittsburgh Penguins. And ladies and gentlemen, Game 7 on Sunday night! They go down 3-1 in the series, dropping two embarrassing games in Pittsburgh to rally back and now force a Game 7 in the world's most famous arena on Sunday night. And it starts with good news for the Rangers because Tyler Mott is finally back. I believe he missed 17 games at the end of the season and obviously the first 5 of this series due to an injury, and he's back, meaning minus Barclay Goodrow, these are your perfect lines and your perfect defensive pairs. They're the best ones you have. So you are at darn near full strength going into Game 6, and you have the momentum of winning Game 5. And you go down 2-0 again. And the first period was infuriating because the Rangers had so many looks, not chances, but looks. What's the difference? You had guys wide open in the slot. The puck would come to them and they would whiff on the shot. And that would be infuriating in games that you're winning or tied. But the fact that you were losing this game and you're just not even finishing on these attempts was maddening. And it gets even more maddening when the Penguins score not once, but twice in the final 5 minutes of the period to take a 2-0 lead. Both of these goals are unacceptable at the hands of the defense. The first goal, Jeff Carter gets 5 whacks at it before finally scoring. What do you want Shesterkin to do? If he makes one of those saves, that's good. The fact that he made 2 saves, good. 3, great. 4, how are you not clearing it? And then the 5th one goes in. That is unacceptable for the defense. This season and this series, we have asked the defense to just be average, right? You don't have to be good or great. You just have to be average. This play is so beyond asking just the barest of minimum from the defense, and they can't do it. It's 1-0 Penguins, and they would score again in the first period. This is the first time the Kids line has looked terrible defensively. Really, this might be the first time the puck has been in our defensive zone with the Kids line on the ice in this series, and they just forget that Brian Rust exists. He is left as wide open as possible on this one-timer. What do you want Shesterkin to do here? This is on the Kids, and I'm sorry, they've played really well to this point. They helped in Game 5. They drug us to this point, so I'm not going to be hard on them too badly, but man, you can't allow that. And you're almost in the same position now that you were in Game 1, because now you go into the second. Granted, we waited till the second period to go down 2-0, but you're down 2-0, and you now have to find a way to make a multi-goal comeback. The difference is, in Game 5, we seemed dead for the entirety of the first period and up until we finally started to get the goals. In this game, we were at least there. We were present in the game. But a big issue in this game to start with, again, we were getting some looks, but our top lines just couldn't convert anything. Specifically, the top line couldn't get anything going. They haven't gotten anything going this entire series, to be quite honest. And the thing about the top line being the way it is they rely on each other so heavily. And when any of them are off their game, they're all off their game. And when they're rolling, the 3 of them are a steamroller that cannot be stopped. It's either the 3 of them combine for absolutely nothing or like 9 points between the 3 of them. And in the second period, Evan Rodriguez takes a needless penalty against Ryan Lindgren, just retaliation, and gives the Rangers a power play. And here's the thing. I get that you're mad. If you're Evan Rodriguez, you can't take that penalty. You can't open the door back up for the Rangers, even though they have looked, dead on arrival in Pittsburgh this entire series. You can't give them life, because they gave them life, and not only did they find life just as a team, but this sparked the first line and really 2 massive leaders for this team who would go on to have massive games. It's an offensive zone win for the Rangers. Fox gets it, passes it to Strome. Strome feeds Mika Zibanejad for a one-timer, and he buries it to put the Rangers on the board 1-0. A beautiful slap shot by Mika Zibanejad, his first of the playoffs. About a minute and some change later, Rangers play it into the offensive zone. Fox drops it for Mika Zibanejad. Nearly the same spot, nearly the same play. Reaches back, another hammering slap shot by Mika Zibanejad, and he buries it again to tie the game. And this is where it almost got away from the Rangers. It almost got away from him right here, because then Mika Zibanejad takes a puck over the glass call, and Kevin Rooney takes a call, and it's a 5-on-3 power play for the Penguins, and Shesterkin stands on his head to help kill off both penalties. And a little bit later on in the second period, the Rangers would take their first lead of the game. Igor Shesterkin with a perfect pass, tape to tape to Mika Zibanejad. He heads in with a 2-on-1 with Chris Kreider. I think it was a shot for a rebound. Maybe it was an actual shot, but regardless, there is a rebound off of a Mika Zibanejad shot, and Kreider buries it. I will say this, Louis Domingue got terrifyingly close to one of the saves of the year on that Kreider rebound. He almost got it. If his glove hand was just a little bit higher up, he saves that. It was a little close, but we score, and it's 3-2 Rangers. However, just like in Game 5, the Rangers take a lead, and then soon afterwards, cough up said lead. Jacob Trouba with a horrifically bad pass, trying to get it to Keandre Miller, does not. And credit to him, a really nice play by Evgeny Malkin to break it up and to get the puck, to win the foot race between Trouba and Miller. He gets a nice breakaway, a really nice shot, a really nice goal, and it's 3-3. And you go into the third kind of nervous because you finally got a little bit of momentum, and then Evgeny Malkin with that beautiful play and finish to retie it. What I think is funny is I can say there weren't too many dangerous shots in the third period, and the Rangers scored a goal in the third period, and my heart goes out to Louis Domingue. Mika gives it to Kreider. He plays it in. He takes a shot. Domingue stops it, but it just perfectly bounces over him and into the net. And, man, that sucks for Louis Domingue. That is an absolutely just back-breaking goal for him. And, yeah, if you're the Penguins, you would have liked for him to have had it, but man, that was just a fluke. And finally, Andrew Kopp would ice it with his 4th goal of the series, ironically. Granted, this was an empty netter. But the Rangers, once again, win 5-3 and have climbed the mountain to force Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. Now, the two big storylines for this game that I think are very important is, one, the first line woke up. Kreider and Mika played great, especially after the goal. After that point, they were flying the remainder of the game, both offensively and defensively. They were playing pretty darn well, so hopefully that continues into Game 7. Igor, I thought, gave up 3 goals. I'm not particularly mad. I maybe would have liked to stop on the Malkin one, which sounds weird because it was a breakaway, and I really don't like blaming goaltenders for breakaways, but he could have probably had it. It's beside the point. I thought Igor played a great game, and in enemy territory, after what happened in the last 2 games in Pittsburgh, has got to make you feel good about Igor. Defensively, we were once again a dumpster fire. Anyway, raise your hand if you're emotionally prepared for Game 7. Yeah, that's right, none of us. It's an old Eli Manning quote of, I don't think I'm superstitious, but I am a little stitious. I'm not superstitious, however, you get into sports, and I think everyone is a little bit, and all I'm saying is, Rangers are 2-0 while I'm wearing the reverse retro laugh. Also, what is absolutely wild is the incredible weekend of hockey we are in for. Boston and Carolina are both going for Game 7. Toronto and Tampa are in Game 7 tomorrow. The Kings and Oilers are going to have Game 7. We just forced Game 7. Dallas is currently leading Calgary, which would force a Game 7 if that score holds. And the Capitals and Panthers are likely going to go into overtime in Game 6, so if the Caps win, there could be a 6th Game 7 over the weekend. Playoff hockey is one of a kind. So, I'll be here for our Game 7 Sunday night. The time has not been decided yet. I'm gonna probably guess around 7. And I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, and hopefully talk about the Rangers advancing to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Can't believe we forced Game 7. Anyway, that's all I have for the evening. So, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.